Is on for the TEDx Brisbane showcase. It's happening in Southbank next weekend, and this year's theme is the power of intention. And someone who knows a thing or two about the importance of intention is Brisbane local Tiana Uvali. She is one of the tied winners from last year's 1 minute pitch competition, and she's back this year to talk more about her transformation into a regratitude crusader. Let's find out all about that, what regratitude crusader means. She's on the line now. Good morning, Tiana.
Good morning, Olympia. How are you?
I'm very well. Very looking forward to finding out more about this. Tell me about your personal journey and what led you to become a regratitude crusader.
It's a great question, and I think, look, the summary of it really is we all have regrets, right? So they're very personal, they're very deep to us, and they can be, things that trigger a lot of, guilt and remorse and shame and sadness in us. My regrets were starting to sort of turn up around perimenopause and in my 40s, and I started looking back on my life and thinking about things that I should or could or would have done differently. And they were starting to really haunt me. So I was waking up at 3 a.m, with insomnia going on for weeks and weeks, and just thinking about things that I can't change from the past. So I decided that I was going to change my relationship with regret, because it's not a healthy relationship. It's a backwards and a relationship and a negative one. So I started looking at my regrets really objectively. So when they would rock up at 3 a.m, I would literally just take it out and look at it and ask myself, who I was, why did I do what I do, and make peace with it, let it go, and look for the opportunity for growth. So it worked for me. I'm in a much better place now, and I wanted to tell the world about it because I think so many people suffer with regret. So it's my crusade now to help people make peace with their regrets by looking at them through the lens of gratitude.
Do you think that there's a particular thing or events in a person's life that brings up regret?
Oh, look, yeah, I think for me, it was definitely looking at a photo from the past. It was actually a photo my friend sent me from high school at our valedictory dinner. And I was 17 years old, and we started doing that game of, what would you tell your younger self? And it brought up a lot of regret. I realised all of the advice I was giving myself was based in regret, things that I never did or things that I never said. So I think, yeah, definitely there are triggers. And I think as we get older, they become more acute because we have more of an opportunity to sort of reflect on our life and look backwards. And they pop up differently for all people. And the triggers are very different for all people as well.
And in your experience, what are some common misconceptions that people might have about regret?
I think the big one is that, reflecting on regret is something that we can change the past by thinking about it constantly in the present. And it's a zero-sum game. You are never going to change what you did or said in that moment. And more so looking forward in life, you're going to have regrets. Like I personally don't believe in that phrase of saying no regrets. Live your life with no regrets. You are going to have them because you never know at that point in time whether your decision is going to be right or wrong and how it's going to play out down the track of your life. So you have to, if you have this attitude of regratitude, knowing that when that pops up again in the future, you can find a strategy for, okay, I understand why I did what I did back then. I see myself for who I was, and I accept myself now for who I was, and I'm a better person because of X, Y, Z, and they tend to. My belief is that your regrets are actually an opportunity for growth because you can look back and realise how you would do things differently now and move forwards in a happier and healthier life.
Yeah, I totally get that. And we hear so many stories as well about people who are in hospital, sick and, dying, and they talk about all the things that they regret not doing in life. We hear so many stories about that, don't we?
We do. I actually read that piece and it really touched me. And yeah, I think it's a real wake up call to people to you don't want to be on your deathbed thinking about those things because you can't change them. And what a heavy sadness to take with you when you leave, your life. So I think if you look at them differently, by the time you get to that point in life, you will hopefully have made peace with, some of the worst ones. Mine still come up. Like I have some really deep, heavy ones that still come up, but I can deal with them quickly and I still feel better about them than when I did before I started adopting this strategy.
So, Tiana, what message or insights do you hope that people leave your TEDx Brisbane talk with?
I really want people to be able to be more present in the moment. So when a regret pops up and it's starting to bring up those negative feelings, that they can actually stop themselves and try that strategy. You know, look at what you did. Why did you do what you did? Make peace with it. Let it go and look for the growth. And they can move forwards very quickly from that. And feel happier and healthier about their lives and better about themselves, right? It's all about self-acceptance and self-love. So accept who you are. You are the sum of your regrets and make peace with that. So that's what I want people to walk away with.
Well, absolutely. Well, your 1-minute pitch about managing regret, it earned you a spot at TEDx Brisbane. That's pretty exciting.
Oh, it's wild. I did not imagine this would be happening in my life. Seriously, it's been amazing.
Well, I love it. And I think it really is something that people should be thinking about and talking about and dealing with. Because, you know, like we said before, there's nothing worse than having a regret of not doing something or should have done something, you know, when you're in hospital perhaps, or when you're old and dying.
Yes, exactly. Why carry that heavy load? It's not going to make you feel any better. It's going to make you feel sick. It's going to make you feel so much worse. So self-acceptance and peace, you know.
That's it. Well, Tiana, thank you so much for joining me this morning. And TEDx Brisbane, it kicks off next Saturday, October 14. And if you want to head on out and check it out, and other speakers as well, tickets are still available. Go to tedxbrisbane.com.au.